Tell him, Steve Dave.
Hello and welcome to this week's edition of Tell 'em Steve Dave with Walt, with BQ.
Hello.
And with Good Time Killer, me, Pride Jones.
Why are you a good time killer?
Because this show would have been really fun. This week's show.
Yeah, but we're doing it again. We're doing it in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, I know. I
don't want you to think that way about yourself. That's not how I see you.
I felt terrible. There were two things. I think I texted Walt, but there were two things that I kept referencing in the throes of anesthesia. One that was Sage get to her horse riding lessons, and did you tell Walt that I can't do 1, 2, 3? Those are the two things that I kept repeating. They said, I was like, you got to call Walt. You got to let him know it's going to take longer than I thought. This whole, in case you're wondering what I'm talking about, I had the, I think it's, I don't know how to pronounce it, paraesophageal surgery. They did all those tests, and you can watch it, like you drink this barium shit.
Yeah.
And you can watch it go down your throat and where it ends up and all that stuff on this screen that they have. And they showed me the hernia, and it was a good third, almost half of my stomach was in my esophagus, like popping through a hole.
Oh, it's so gross.
It's disgusting.
Yeah.
It was pretty gross. So what they do is they pull it down and then sew up the hole, and you're not exactly back to new right away, as I found out. I thought it was like day stay, like
right.
They put you into like a twilight type anesthetic state.
Why do you think these things, though? Like, why are you so off base with your thoughts and your
every deed?
It does seem like it's a consistent, like, oh, fuck, I was wrong about that.
Well, some would say I'm a sunny optimist.
Keep it on the sunny side.
I remember when you told me, you're like, I'm going, when I mentioned, like, we're going to do the 1, 2, 3, and you're like, oh, I got that operation the next day, and I'm like, the previous day, and I'm like, what? I was like, well, I guess he knows more about it than I would. I mean, it's he's dealing with the doctors. I guess he's right, but in my heart, I was like, there's no fucking way he's going to be. I didn't think you were going to be, but you assured me.
I did because I was well. I at that point I knew I wasn't getting out the same day. I believed I was getting out the next morning, but
so you were going to come right from the fucking released from the hospital. That was like a fucking Willis Reed, you know. You'd come out and
off at home and then come here,
and then win it all. That would have been. They would have fucking, they would have fucking had a parade for you down Broad Street.
That would have been sweet.
But you were told that was what's going to be able to happen, right?
Well, they told me that I would be out Tuesday. I'm sorry, I had the operation Tuesday. They said I would be out Wednesday. And usually they discharge you like sometime around 11. So I'm like, well, that's plenty of time, Like maybe it'll ache a little bit, but between 11 and 6.
But you thought you'd be on top of your game, though. Come on.
I don't know why I did, but yeah, I mean, I definitely thought I'd be more on my game than I turned out.
I mean, literally, it was a blackout. Radio silence for 5 days, and like even Suzanne wasn't. And then when I finally got through to Suzanne to find out what the fuck's going on, she's like, "Oh, he's still sleeping." This is on fucking Saturday from an operation that happened on Tuesday.
Yeah, I know.
Well, why wasn't Suzanne answering? Well,
she says she loses her phone a lot. When I question why no one answered for a couple days.
You know what? She's full of shit. It's not that she loses it. It's never fucking charged, ever. And I'm like, there are 50 chargers around this house. Why the fuck don't you charge it? Yeah, so it's not lost. It's just she doesn't charge it. I literally couldn't talk for 2 days after that. Because of my throat.
Why? Because they went through your throat?
Yeah, like I guess the anesthesia, and also they
don't give you anesthesia through a transfusion.
No, it's well, they do some in the IV, but they put that shit on your face. I think that's like a twilight, like you're kind of half in and half out, like you feel
They
like
want
you fall
you
asleep.
in. They want you in and out for this.
This one they wanted like a deep, like when I got my knee done, they wanted a deep anesthesia, which I heard from what I understood there were complications with me coming out of anesthesia. So,
Oh my God! Please tell me you died and then came and then revived.
Oh, play that overkill music. Wait. Declan,
Did you
throw
see
me-
heaven?
yeah, I didn't see any light. No,
Idiot!
I
You
did.
should play this up. Say you went to heaven. Hey, you can make millions.
Well, but I did see a dude in
could
red
make-
leotards dancing around.
What?
And I did see a dude in red leotards
So you
dancing
went to hell?
around. Yeah, I mean, he had a ponytail and a pitchfork. So,
Wow.
No, what?
yeah.
Are you? Are you just is he just making it up on the fly right now?
Well, now that I fucked up the heaven,
You know, people do that, right?
what, make it up or see it?
Well, they claim that they've seen heaven and they make movies about it, and they
Yeah.
become rich,
Oh, fuck.
and no one could dispute it.
Declan, cut that part out so I can be rich. No, I don't remember going under, and I don't remember coming out. Although, when Suzanne said when I came out, I was combative.
So you weren't back to normal?
Yeah.
Pretty much the same.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
He's awake.
He's fine.
He's fine.
Doctor, is he? I mean, is he going to be rich?
Please tell me you saw heaven, so at least I put up this for a reason.
So yeah, I was combative. I was demanding to know about Sage's horse riding lessons and 1 True 3. Those are the two things that
So did you know that we canceled it?
I knew by. I don't think I knew Wednesday, but I knew late Wednesday. She told me. Then Thursday, they were going to keep me until Friday, until I complained, and I was like, "Come on!" I was like, but it's fucked up. They're like, okay, because of anesthesia, you can't have anything to drink after midnight on Monday. I didn't have anything to drink, nothing, no water, no ice chips, anything until Wednesday.
Oh,
At
my
like
God.
it was the worst. And like my mother's calling me, I'm like, can't you just fucking text me? Can't you just fucking text me, man? Not that I would answer because I didn't even know where my phone was. It was in a drawer.
But you were getting intravenous fluid or no?
Yeah, they do the IV thing like that bag with the. That's why they kept me, because they said I wasn't hydrated enough or whatever. Right. So I don't know. So finally, halfway through Thursday, I got to leave and went home, laid down, went to sleep. Friday, I slept all day. Saturday, I slept most of the day. I was so fucking tired.
Yeah.
But from nothing.
Well, your body's healing, man. You put a lot of stress on it with that shit.
I guess so. And it was also, again, like they told me, okay, there'll be 3 incisions that, 2 for the tools or whatever, and then 1 for the camera so it can look. But if you look now, there's 6 incisions. The operation's supposed to take 2.5 hours, and it took almost 4 hours. So it was,
right.
I think it was more fucked up than they thought it was going to be.
Right.
So everything, I mean, it wasn't like worst case scenario where I got to see God or anything.
That would have been a best case scenario.
Yeah, we'd all be rich right now. It was, I went out for the first time on Sunday. I took Sage to the park, and that wasn't a good idea. Evidently, with something like this, you're like, I honestly thought that like the next day, like once they sewed you up and everything, that it's like, all right, my stomach's back to normal.
Right.
Did you have any kind of consultations with a doctor?
We're going to eat like gentlemen.
Yeah.
I mean, do you talk to the doctor, or do you just...
They never. I mean, I did talk to the doctor, but they never. It was way back in June.
Because the tone of your voice is like you're just calling him an asshole.
No. It's so like
do you even talk
it's
to
strange
him?
though. Like
Do
you would have all these things you thought and can be completely off base. Did they even tell you anything?
They told me, well, like I said, they told me, 3 holes and then there's 6,
3-hole Johnson.
3 holes going, yeah. I'm like, wait a minute.
Wait, I've only had 2, doctor. This is a whole new world.
Are you going to film it?
You're going to see heaven.
Yeah. Hospital hijinks.
Surgically.
Yeah, you're going to see heaven, yeah.
I just find it strange though that like you would be that like ill prepared for what you were about to face though.
Well, yeah, I mean, I would ill prepared puts the onus on me a little bit, like I didn't do what I was supposed to. They just never said.
But what gave you the what gave you the indication? You're like, what was said or done that you were like, I'll be out running a marathon probably on Thursday. After 1, 2, 3, I'll just run home.
Yeah. With all my winnings. I sure hope I can carry them all. You didn't drive? I'm like, why would I? I'm healthy now.
I'm cured.
I'm cured.
What was said that made you think though that like this was going to be like, he was going to just like take a hammer, hit your knee, and be like, "Okay, we'll see you in a couple months."
You're good to go. I mean, it wasn't even that far from the truth when I left, because they discharged me, and the nurse came in. And she was very surprised that they hadn't given me like the dietary guidelines. So this dietitian comes in, and like, I mean, I don't want to. I don't think there's a subgenre of porn or fetishes or anything. This had to be the hottest dietitian I've ever seen.
Really?
Yeah, you expect, just somebody in scrubs and shit coming in, but she looked like she shot.
You had a nurse fantasy?
A little bit. As I was
she dressed like a nurse?
No, she wasn't. That was the thing.
Oh, okay.
She had on these like fancy like hip shoes.
Really, hip shoes?
And you're in a gown with no underwear on, right?
She had on a dress.
So you can't hide anything.
Yeah, I couldn't hide my massive erection as popping stitches right and left.
Was the blood enough blood pumping that if she was to come onto you could do something?
I think there may have been, but it would just been so painful. And plus, I take my shirt off and I look like Frankenstein's monster.
You sent a picture. I told Debbie it looked like he fucking went one around with Jaws. Yeah. It looked like a shark bit him.
Yeah, it did. It just looks like it looks like he just clamped to my midsection.
I'm like,
you're right.
And then she's like, "What did he go in for?" I was like, I don't know. He was supposed to be out one day, and it looks like fucking. Yeah. Like he was chewed up and spit out.
Yeah, he looks like a news story from North Carolina. Yeah.
Holy shit.
It wasn't what I expected.
It never is. It never is.
It's really funny. I mean, I'm glad you're okay. It's so fucked up.
I was telling Walt,
it's just a constant stupor.
Yeah, I'm like, so am I better? I'm the janitor, senor. Sure, I guess. Can I play 1, 2, 3?
Sure you can.
See,
go ahead. Tell me a story.
Yeah. Why don't you practice? I'm like, all right. One, I was fully aware of how this operation was going to go. 2, I saw heaven.
me I fucked the dietitian?
All right, so the hot dietitian's in the room.
How old is she? How old is she?
She's probably 23.
Oh, okay.